Hey, welcome back to another episode of Bang Bang Bourbon. I am Tom Knighton. Joining me, as always, Mike Bielwarski. Mike, how the hell are you?
Not too bad. My wig looks like it's on crooked, but we'll have to go with it. So
That's why we're a hat, because you see I have a lot going on underneath it.
hold on, where's my hat? Here we go.
There you go.
AFC Richmond, go Hounds! Let's go,
Alrighty.
Richmond.
All right, so today we are going to chat a little bit about the upcoming Second Amendment Freedom Festival
Yep.
put on by our friend Kevin Sona. He is a man of great stature and little stature.
That's right.
All at once.
Great and little stature at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
But when we do it, we are going to crack open a bottle of Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. As you can see, the paper has not even a sip of this. Okay, so I am looking forward to it. I have heard wonderful things about it.
It's a good one.
Oh, nice.
It's
nice. Oh my god. Oh, the smell already.
Well, it's Woodford Reserve, which is a wheated bourbon to start off. Not a high wheat, but it's just it has wheat bourbon in it, so it's much smoother than your others to begin with.
Right. Because if you get that spiciness, it's the rye generally or the proof.
Yes.
And this is a 90.4 proof. So
Right.
if the proof is kicking your butt on this, something's not right.
Yeah, because it's like I said, it's a wheated, so it's a much smoother bourbon. Hold on, I gotta cleanse the palate first.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go. Okay.
All right. So
what did we have last week? Do you remember what we had last week?
Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Select.
Yeah, that's right. That's correct. That's right.
Got really good legs on this. Just looking at it, it's got that oily.
Oh, I got to get the description out of the bottle, sir. You got to give me that. You got to. It popped, but you didn't give me a.
Well,
Ooh.
It smelled to me like caramel.
Yeah, caramel, brown sugar, maple. That definite sweetness to it. Yeah.
I think maple might actually be a better way to describe it. It was almost like with just a little bit of spice to it, like a little cinnamon or something to give it a little in the smell.
Yep.
In the glass, it's a little less. We don't have quite that kind of spice to it, but it's still got very much that kind of a caramel.
Let's go. All right, I'm going in the glass now. Ready?
Yep.
Yeah. I guess I'm supposed to pour this over here, right? In front of you.
Well, I trust you.
About 3 fingers, right?
Yeah, just enough for a good taste. What could possibly go wrong?
That's 1 finger for me. Not even 1.
Well, there you go.
But that's because I have these hands.
Yes. Where you're in the thumbnail like this.
Yep. Somebody said, "Boy, you have big hands." I was like, "Or perspective."
Let's go with big hands, because you know what they say about big hands.
They say,
big gloves.
Man, I bet that guy has big gloves.
Yeah, yep, big gloves. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you sickos think we were talking about? Jesus.
That's it. What's the other one is what they say about guys with big feet? They say, look at the size of his socks.
Yeah. Now, see, we talk about big feet. My son wears a size 17.
That's a big foot.
That's a big
foot. Now,
foot.
is one foot bigger than the other, or are they the same size?
Roughly the same size.
Roughly the same size.
I'm not going to do a comparison, because he's 22 and he still has that 16-year-old funk.
Oh.
It's like, yeah. I don't really, whatever. Of course, I like to joke that his shoes have names.
Oh, okay.
The USS Kennedy and the USS Eisenhower.
There you go. That's good. I can see that. Okay.
All right. So let's do it. Yeah, in the glass, it's not the spice isn't there.
Right.
For me.
I am getting a little of the ethanol.
I have to almost get my nose
not in a bad way. Not in a bad way.
I have to get my nose almost completely in there to get it. And yeah, like you say, when I get it, it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's really not bad. Um, there's something else I can't really quite identify. It's
I'm almost getting the banana odor, and I think that's the double oaking.
yeah, maybe.
I think that's the double oak.
For the record, this is my first double oak
Okay.
anything. So,
You should get with a double oaking a little more smokiness, a little more. It's a little more sweet as well, but not like candy bar sweet. It's like a succulent sweet, like a fruit sweet.
gotcha. Well, let's down the hatchet.
Here we go.
Interesting. I don't get quite
Just
as much sweetness as I expected.
right. I think that's the oak.
Yeah,
That's the double oak doing that.
I'm
It's
picking up
still
a little bit
classic. Still
more of this.
classic Woodford though. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit more of the oak tannins, I think, which is giving
Yeah.
it a little bit more tang than I would have thought.
Yeah.
It's almost okay. I think it's almost a like a stone fruit tea, stone
Ooh.
fruit and tea.
Yeah, there you go. It's pretty Hemingway-ish there. That's pretty in depth with your words.
Maybe I should be a writer.
You just try it. Give it a shot. See it.
Yeah,
Let me know how it works out.
give it a stab.
That's it.
um, yeah. I'm gonna actually stand by that description, and that's it. Sounds weird because you're thinking like like a plum or a peach or something like that, and tea sounds almost nasty unless you're talking about a specifically like a peach tea,
Right.
and this isn't that.
No. 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 No.
It's I'm getting a little bit more of the fruit like right at the mid palate. The tea's up front and on the back end, which is messing with me.
Again, that's the tannins. It's the same
Right.
tannins that you would have in iced tea that you
Uh-huh.
have in the double oak smoke. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's possible because I was talking about tannins. I know there's tannin in teas.
Yeah.
Let's not rule out a certain amount of psychosomatic there.
That,
Um, but on the same token, because it's so much like tea, I could get in trouble with this one. you know, I could see me sitting here on a hot day, just
yeah.
pouring glass after glass and not think anything of it until I stand up.
Right. Yeah. Not that that's ever happened to us anytime this
Mm.
week. So
No,
no.
not me.
No. No. That's why I have a roller chair. That way I don't have to stand up. I just wheel myself around wherever I have to go.
There we go. Exactly.
Not a wheelchair, a roller chair. There's a difference, all right? So
Right, because a roller chair is a wheelchair without the commitment.
that's it. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Uh,
I want one of them British wheelchairs, the kind with just four little wheels, and somebody's got to push you everywhere.
my
So
grandmother had one of those.
yeah, I want the mobility, but I want somebody else to do it. That's
I'm actually looking forward to when I'm old enough to get away with one of those scooters.
like a hover around.
Yeah, just drive everywhere, run into aggravating kids.
I like that. No, I like that. Yeah, yeah,
The
that'll work.
question the question is, can you be charged with DUI operating one of those?
Well, SUI, scootering under the influence.
That's just a misdemeanor, though. That's legal for a price.
Well, DUI is a misdemeanor until you kill a busload of kids. It's
Well, the first one is. Then it progressively gets worse.
yeah, true. Yeah, and in Florida, I think the fourth one you get three for free, and then the fourth. Well, it's not for free. Three misdemeanors, and then the fourth one's a felony.
Yeah,
I
think in Georgia,
5 years or 10 years, something like that. Yeah.
I think in Georgia, after the third one, you lose your license. Period.
I know you lose your horse in Georgia, so
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to keep riding him like that. Well, damn, Bobby, he's the only one that gets me home.
You see, I kind of wish we were on horses because the horse would know the way home, and no matter how drunk I am,
yeah,
I'm fine.
Right. One smack, take me home. Two smack, take me to the girlfriend's house.
I because my wife might watch this, I must say that there is no girlfriend.
Oh, I didn't mean like you had both. I'm just like
Hey,
the horse. It's just it's horse code. The horse knows that. It's just you know.
but the horse would also know if you have a girlfriend
Well, he would.
and a wife.
He likes to go over there and sow some oats.
Horses are smart.
Oh, they are smart. They're smart.
For the record, my wife says I can be a real horse's ass, so I'm halfway there.
You know what? You should put her on the show and win like that.
Yeah, let's not. It's actually funny.
I'm going back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. And yeah, a lot of that I can see being the double oaking.
Yeah.
But
I want to say it's almost like a little pepper at the end, a little spice at the end, but it's not. It's like it's taking your brain there, and then it goes trick. It's the double oak.
Yeah, it's like you especially because it's not a high rye, which you kind of think for a second it's going to have that vibe, and it's more interesting than a lot of weeded bourbons. Because one of the knocks on weeders is that they're kind of too subtle.
Yeah.
Especially at lower proofs.
Yeah.
And it's legitimate. I've now gotten to the point where, okay, I can see it. I like that mellow at times.
Yeah.
But on the same token, I kind of like having something else going on. This has plenty of other stuff going on.
Right.
And it's not it's super approachable because of the proof.
Yeah.
If you're somebody who's like 100 proof and up, nope, not doing it.
Yeah.
This ain't it. This is not going to be an issue for you.
I don't. I don't know. I don't have a problem with the. They make it with wheat to make it smoother.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if you want a rye, go get you a rye. If you want something that's wheated to have a more bite taste, go get the rye. It's like the first time they ate steaks, it was probably leather on one side of it because they just cut it off the cow, right?
Yeah.
And somebody figured out, I love this steak without the leather taste. Well, how about I take the skin off before I cook it? It's just
crazy.
Hey, I found a way to improve this. Oh no, that's much worse now. What? No.
But yeah, it is an interesting flavor that still maintains the weeder smoothness. Smooth. We're talking about cows. That's where the move came from.
I got you. I was in the middle of savoring.
Yes, that's it. Why do I have a feeling that's going to be the first channel meme? Smooth.
Look at my little yellow microphone band.
Yeah. Now, for the folks at home, Mike and I work out when we're going to record. It is almost never the same day of the week. Fifth episode, and we've done it on like 4 different days.
Yeah, I was going to say 6 different days. Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, and we were talking about today, and we're getting the time worked out. I was like, it's just I want to make sure I eat because I want to get some food in me before I consume alcohol. And Mike said for me to bring it up on air because he's got a story.
Yeah, listen. Somebody will ask me if I want to drink or something like that, and I will say, or if I want to eat, and my response is always, I can't eat, or I can't eat on an empty stomach. I have to have a drink first. You have to have a drink because if you eat on an empty stomach, I just want you to imagine your stomach just hanging there, all squishy stomach sack, right? And you stop at the Mexican restaurant and start having some chips and salsa, right? And you start dropping these sharp chips down there, boom, right in the bottom of your stomach. Chips just right, and then you start putting burritos or whatever on it. You could damage your stomach. You start dropping sharp objects on it, and without any cushion there, that's how you put the ulcer at the bottom because you put that in there. But if you put fluids in there first, right? Splash down. And if you put kind of fluids in, then the splashdown is painless. It's like 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 imagine what the Mercury astronauts had hitting the water as compared to now. It's like,
Uh,
oh, we landed on the tarmac.
well, see, my wife had an ulcer that perforated the stomach and all that stuff.
Right?
And here we thought it was because of, like taking certain medications way too
Yeah,
much, et cetera, et cetera. And what it turns out is she was just eating on an empty stomach.
it's it. You can't eat on an empty stomach. You've got
Yeah.
to put liquid in there first.
Jen, you need to hear that because we've
Yeah,
now solved the problem. You're fine. You can take whatever meds you want. Just make
right.
sure you drink something. We have plenty of this in the house now.
Listen, you drop an ice cube in a glass. What happens? Clang, 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 clang. Right? But you drop it in fluid. Where does it go? It goes bloop,
Sploosh.
bloop, bloop. Might get a
Yep.
little splashback, but that's when you go like this. You go, oh, sorry, that's okay. All right, yeah, you know,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, okay. I can't argue with that logic.
yeah.
Um, see, I have a story that's not entirely different. Um,
I can't wait to hear it.
I had eaten before
Right,
going out drinking for the night.
right.
And here in Georgia, pollen is terrible.
Oh,
Everybody here has allergies.
you want to pretend like you have pollen? Okay, got it. Okay,
Yeah. Well, considering that we have
here,
nothing but yellow green cars right
watch
now.
here. Look at this. There you go. That's pollen. All right, it's everywhere here.
Well, I mean, in fairness, South Georgia and
Yeah,
Florida are not that different in a lot of ways. Um,
true,
so
very true. I'll give you
yeah.
that. Yeah,
So allergies were hitting, and if you've never, if you live in one of those parts of the country where pollen is not really a thing,
yeah,
you don't understand things like sinus drainage.
yes, yeah, yeah.
And sinus drainage can, among other things, make you physically ill. I'm talking
Oh
barfing.
yeah, yeah.
Went to a club here in town and, had a few drinks. And all of a sudden, with the sinus drainage and everything, I'm like, oh God, I have got to get out of here for a
Yeah,
minute.
right,
Go
right.
outside, throw my guts up. I'm not drunk.
I believe you.
It really is the sinus drainage.
Yeah,
Buddy of mine comes out, hey man, you okay? You've only had only had a couple, and I'm
yeah.
like, drainage, I'm good. Let's go drink. I didn't think about the fact that now all that alcohol was going on an empty stomach.
That's right. That's right. See, that's
I
also known as the puke and rally phase of the night. But
it was. I put it in a little early,
yeah, yeah. Um,
and that was another bad night.
listen, we have so much pollen here that I didn't know puddles came without a yellow ring. I
Hmm.
had no idea.
Yeah.
Cars, I thought that was just the color. Like like they say, is it gray or is it heather gray? Well, we got like pollen gray. It's gray, but it's got pollen in it. It's
I've actually had a car turn yellow.
yeah, like a metallic flake. It's what it is. Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's like
uh,
it was. I had a black car half the year. I had a yellow car the other half.
yeah, yeah. And listen, for me, it does nothing. I could go snort lines of it and it does nothing. In fact, when I get people that go outside or friends of mine and they do the whole, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts, I'll take it and go, and just put it on.
Yeah, I'm
Give
not
us a
that.
hug. Give us
I
a
am
hug.
not. I am not one of those people. I was meeting a friend of mine going on a little trip,
Right.
and on the way to meet her, I passed fields
Her.
of. It was just a friend.
Yeah.
The all the adventure for the weekend involved someone completely different.
That's a
Um,
threesome then, right? Foursome? Okay.
uh, I had to count for a second because I was actually sober. And I was like, wait, was I? No. But on the way, I passed fields of ragweed
Oh
or
yeah.
no, goldenrod.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was supposed to drive part way after met up with her, and I couldn't because this eye was like,
Oh, you get it that bad, huh?
I had the Popeye thing going.
Yeah.
It was that bad.
Yeah.
We stopped and I got some Benadryl,
Oh yeah.
uh, which that's what Benadryl's for.
It is. It
It's for
truly
allergic
is.
reactions. It's just if you have a very serious allergic reaction, they do not give it to you in a pill.
Oh no. No.
I've had uh,
Whoop.
I got into a nest of yellow jackets,
Okay.
and
Bored? Just figured you.
well, I was trying to help my mom out with some stuff, and we didn't know it was there. And when I moved something, it stirred
Okay.
them up, and they like, oh, that mofo.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I got hit like 9 times.
Right. Right. Right.
And at first I was fine. Okay, I'm running around the yard because when I'm moving, they're not stinging.
Right. Right. Right.
So I go inside. Ended up my mom hosed me down to like
Right.
run them off.
Right.
I
Right.
go inside. Well, yeah, short of breath. Well, no
Right.
wonder I've been running around the yard like a madman.
Right.
Of course, I'm going to be a little short of breath. Um, and then after a little while, my uncle was like, I don't think he's just having, he was just short of breath.
Yeah.
He comes back, shows up at our house, ready to kick the door in to drag me to the hospital.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I'll go with him. I'll humor him. We're
Yeah.
sitting outside in the emergency room. He's trying to get, he's telling them what's going on. And I go to swallow,
Yeah.
and it's not going down easy.
Oh. Oh. It's almost
And I'm
time for
like,
the incubation,
I,
baby.
I'm like,
Oh, open wide.
oh
Open
no,
wide.
oh no.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not closing up that fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's still going down. So they put me in and immediately put in an IV
Right.
and push Benadryl that way.
Right.
And they're like, you might drift off for a little bit. That's
Yeah.
fine. I'm like, as long as I wake up, I don't care.
Yeah. Right. Right. That's it. That's it. That's
Yeah.
it.
And so Benadryl saved my life that day. And
Yep.
since then, I've ran into an issue one time, and that meant jabbing my leg with epinephrine.
Oh, there you go. Always got to have those around. I got a couple of them in the house.
Yeah, those
Not
are
for us,
fun.
but for somebody else that happens to come over, and we feed them a pecan pie, and then they tell you they got a nut allergy or something like that.
Yeah.
And so we're ready.
It's
Little
bad.
known fact. Little known fact. I mean, bees, right? Bees.
Mhm.
Bees sting for two reasons: to protect the queen and protect the honey, the hive. That's
Right.
nothing else in between. Wasps, they sting to protect the pupae, all the unborns, to
Right.
protect the family. Yellow jackets, they sting because they're assholes.
Yes, because they like it.
They just yeah.
Yeah,
Just
that's what it is. It's they like it. They enjoy it.
Yeah. Like
you know, it's,
yeah.
and it's funny because being from Georgia,
Yep.
our two major teams are the Bulldogs,
Right,
and the Yellow Jackets.
Ah, there you go. Okay.
Guess who I like?
Dogs. Go dogs. Yep.
For the record, that helmet belonged to my late father. It's one of the things I got from him when he passed. And it's Paul Lathrop one time was like, "Yeah, you need to replace that." I'm like, "Over my dead body."
Yeah.
You can pry it when you pry the gun from my cold dead hands. The dog helmet will be in the other.
Gosh. Now, you got the helmet from him.
Yeah.
After he passed, I'm presuming, right? It's not like you kept it from him one night and he got in an accident because he was wearing the helmet. He wasn't wearing the helmet. He died. Nothing like that.
No.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, nothing like that.
Right.
He just went in the hospital with some breathing problems and unfortunately did not come out.
Not unlike a story where my mother died. Went in the hospital for a little help. 3 days later, was gone due to something the hospital did wrong. So,
my grandmother went in the hospital to have like a biopsy.
Yeah,
they needed to get. It was an operation, so they were going to hold her overnight, and she coded.
Yeah,
they luckily she coded with a nurse in the room.
Yeah, that's
but
good.
It wasn't enough. She was down too long. She was in a coma for a week, and then finally they're like,
"Yeah,
dude, we're done." When she coded, we didn't. No heroic measure.
It sucks. It's life,
and that's why we drink.
That's it. All right, drink. Then I'm gonna do a little. I don't know if I'm gonna do water or ice first, but I'm gonna have a drink. Then I'm gonna change. We're gonna see what we got.
Yeah, I'm about to finish this one, so I'll have to pour another one.
Very nice.
I'm picking up a little bit of the ethanol there on that back end.
Yeah.
But I should tell people this is what you call a neck pour.
Yes.
And the neck pour is not representative of the rest of the bottle.
Yeah.
It
is where it is a little higher proof than the rest of the bottle. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do a palate cleanse.
Okay.
And then do another pour.
Good call. Good call. Good call.
And see what we got there before we mess around with water or anything else.
That's it. Don't mess around with Jim. Yep. Hold on, let me cleanse the palate one more time. Hold on. There we go.
That often counts as a palate cleanser
It is.
if you're into that kind of palate cleansing.
Yep. Just so those that are sitting at home that haven't watched the show before, it's an actual room. It's an actual cigar. You can probably hear the actual filter over here. But this is a standalone room off the side of the house. Built it for the studio. Built it to be the cigar lounge. Yep, smoking indoors, baby. It's like Vegas in here. Just less hookers.
Damn.
Not
So you
by
had
the
me blood
amount.
to come down.
Not by the amount. Just by the quality. Just by the. Okay.
Well,
It's okay.
well, in fairness, it's Florida.
It is. Well, Vegas has got us beat on that one. I don't know what to say.
Well, I hear that Vegas has the hottest women in the country,
Yeah.
arguably the planet.
Yeah. Now they may end up there. I'll say this, and I was as a world traveler. It's a very close first or second. And every time I change my mind, it's Miami and Tampa, Florida. Those two cities.
Okay,
And
I
they're
can
4 or 5
totally
hours,
see that,
4 or 5
especially
hours
Miami.
apart from each other. Yeah.
Especially
And
in
I
Miami.
think the reason it's skewed. Listen, you go to New York City, tremendous amount of attractive women, right?
Mhm.
But 9 months out of the year, they're wearing parkas.
Well, and when you've got a population of like 8.5 million people,
Yeah, you're going to have
if
some
you
hot ones.
don't
Yeah,
have a lot of hot women,
yeah,
you were doing something
yeah.
seriously wrong.
Right. And you're right, because they probably, like she'd be a 10 in Florida, right? But
Huh?
she's an 8 in New York City, because there's so many there, right?
Right.
And
There is.
but she's a 10 in New York because she's really an 8 standing on the street corner, right? But
Mhm.
next to her is a homeless dude puking on a dog. So that just takes her up,
Well, in that case, she should go to San Francisco because then she'll be like a 15 next to a guy taking a dump on the street.
There's a lot of dude dump there. That's
There
very true.
is. There's
It's a very poopy city.
there's a map that somebody did where you could
I saw that.
tag, where someone's taking a dump, and the
Yeah.
whole city's just red
Yeah.
from the tags.
Yeah. In
That's
fact, I saw
hilarious.
Governor DeSantis do that with Governor
Yes,
Mussolini. Yeah.
yes. You just look at that and go, well, shit.
That's right. No, it is. It's shit.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to engage with a little water first. Is that what we're doing?
I'm going to take a sip that's not the neck.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Interesting. I'm getting a little bit more like cinnamon on it.
You're down off the ethanol, so it's starting to sweeten up a little, right?
Yeah, I'm getting a
Probably.
little bit more cinnamon in there.
Yep.
You still get the tea flavor, but it's not as strong now.
Okay. Are you getting any smokiness to it now that you didn't have before? That tannins there?
Yeah, I think I'm seeing picking up a little bit that feels like smoke.
Probably because some of that ethanol's come off, so you're able to get some more of that flavor. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's gotten better. It really is a case of don't ever really judge a whiskey by the neck pour.
See, I was well past the neck.
Yeah.
I was into like the hip and shoulder pour there. So
yeah. Well, the bottle we're talking about doing next week is the neck pour is not an issue.
That's it.
Not
Airborne,
for me.
baby. Airborne on the next one.
Oh yeah. But that is actually very, very good. The flavor profile has changed. It is a difference. I have had a bottle before that I took the neck pour and I'm like, oh my God, this is so good.
Yeah.
This beats Buffalo Trace.
Right. Yeah.
I drank Eagle Rare the next day and I'm like, that one yesterday beat Eagle Rare. And then I fixed another glass and it was like, oh, all the rye settled.
Yeah, got it.
Because it's a fairly high rye.
Yep.
And it settled and it was like, oh yeah, that's a little much for me.
They do say it's better to have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy. They say that also. So.
This is true.
Yeah.
I have seen the results of frontal lobotomies, and I'd rather have a bottle in front of me any day.
Exactly right.
It's gonna add a couple of drops.
That's all right.
That's fine. The same. It's not a lot.
It's Definitely opened up a little.
Ooh, I'm getting vanilla.
Yeah, letting that sweetness out now into
Yeah,
the nose factory glands.
yeah. I'm definitely getting more of a vanilla note off of this. I can still smell the other, but it's deeper under the vanilla.
Oh my goodness!
Ooh. I still get a little bit of the cinnamon,
Just a
like
couple
this.
drops of water. It amazes me every time what a couple drops of water can do to a bourbon or a whiskey.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure not all of them are going to be good that way.
Yeah, one
But
of
a
them's gonna have
surprise,
to make the turn the opposite way, right? Like, okay, this
right?
is good. Let me put some water in. That's dog crap now. Yeah, that's pure dog crap.
Well, you got to do that to balance the 1792,
Which was dog crap to start. Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That was the funny one to me. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know that we're ever going to have a whiskey on here that is going to shock
yeah.
us with the turnaround with a little bit of water.
That one did it
Um, this is still very good. I don't know that I'd even bother putting water in it most of the time,
right
but
because
it's
this is a
still,
special one, right? This is a special double oaked. It's meant to have a little more subtle flavors to it. It
Mhm.
still opens it up. It's still amazing. Yeah,
Yeah. Um, but I don't feel bad if I decide I want to add water to it. I don't feel like I'm doing something wrong. You know, it's
yeah.
it's
I'll tell you
does it
what.
improve
Put
it?
the
I don't
good.
think it improves it. I
Yeah.
think it just changes it.
You know what?
It
That's
doesn't make it
exactly what I was going
worse.
to say. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I was going to say. It it does open it up a little bit, but it still has its legs. It's not like it changed the flavor profile.
Mhm.
It's just like, oh, you know, you're enjoying it. Now we'd like you to enjoy it a little bit later, a little bit more, but you still know this is that double oak. You know,
Yeah.
I, I think a lot of the whiskeys that we do, if you put them in neat and put them with water, we'd have difficulty, you know, pairing them. You know,
Right.
between their original hosts.
Yeah.
This one, there'd be no problem pairing it to its original host.
Right. And it's like it. Another thing is when we've added water to everything, because we've added a lot of water to everything except the blends.
Yes, yeah,
Um, Everything else we've added water to has profoundly changed. You definitely have a I like this better.
right, right,
For example, the 1792.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
from oh god, we're gonna do this.
yeah. There you
You're
go.
in sport time to oh my
Drinking out of
god,
a perfume
I
bottle.
don't I don't know this will last a week.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. That is a night and day difference. Most of the other differences have been more subtle, but there's definitely a oh, this is better.
Right, right, yeah,
Or I like the other better. This there is no preference on core. What I mean is some days I might be in a mood for the flavor profile with water.
yeah,
Other days I'm just going to pour it and drink it.
yeah. Again, yeah. I think you could do a blind taste test between this one watered and this one straight, and you could find the host. I think with all the other ones, we'd have a difficult time doing it, and that may be something we do in the future. But
Yeah, definitely not right now because
yeah, yeah,
I'm too neophyte for
yeah,
that.
yeah,
um, but oh yeah, that's it's still good.
yeah.
Obviously, obviously, I'm saying this. I said it was good before, and I said there's no change in how tasty it is.
Yep, yep,
If you're going to go to 1 to 10 on a taste level,
yep.
they'd be within a tenth of a point.
They
Um,
are.
and I think it would actually where it would fall would depend on my mood at the moment.
Yeah,
As to which would be higher. Some days
yeah.
some days you want it straight, some days you want it with the water. You're not at a.
Some days you feel like a nut. Some days you don't.
Yep. And speaking of nuts, let's talk about Kevin a
Oh
little
yeah,
bit.
let's talk about nuts. Short
Yeah.
nuts. Short.
For
You
the
got
record, if you
little.
watch our videos regularly, Kevin's usually making the comment that says first.
Yep,
It's like he was a little late this past week, and I was like, it's about damn time on
yep,
Facebook.
yep, yep,
Um, but Kevin Sona, our friend, is putting together an event. We've talked about it a little bit before, but the Second Amendment Freedom Fest in Ocala, Florida,
yep.
February 24th.
When is it?
Um,
Is it this month?
this
Crap.
month.
Crap. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Coming up
remember
on.
that's why when we got wrapped up last week, you started looking at hotels.
Oh, I did find one.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, I did. I did.
Yeah, I bought a tent.
Did you? Did you?
Yeah.
I'd have given you a tent, but that's all right.
Well, we're family wants to do some camping too, so we're
You're
getting
bringing
it.
a family. Gotcha. Okay.
Well, we're not doing it this weekend. We're not doing it
Oh,
that weekend
gotcha.
because my sister-in-law is 8.5 months pregnant. She could drop a kid theoretically at any moment.
Now,
Yeah, it's
or
like I
now.
would not be surprised if my wife busted in the door now and said, "Cheyenne's at the hospital."
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but she's actually due right around that time,
Okay.
and so my wife was like, "I want to go, but with her,
Yeah.
coming due, she's not coming." But
Hey,
we want to do some other camping as a family, so
what's
it was like, "Hey, why don't we spend the money I would spend on a hotel room on camping gear?"
what's your sister's first name?
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne. Good planning, Cheyenne. Good timing. Good timing. There we go.
Yeah, that we can drink in peace.
There we go. Yeah.
I mean, I hate it. My wife cannot come with us.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel the same way about mine. I feel the same way about mine.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, it's my wife is pro Second Amendment, and
Yeah, mine
of
is too.
course, something called Second Amendment Freedom Fest is going
Yeah,
to be about the Second Amendment.
that's right.
She is not an activist. She is not an advocate.
I would
She
say that.
is
Say that for mine
not
as well.
part of the community. It is one of those. She's like a lot of people who support the Second Amendment. They are what we
Right.
call a casual advocate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
they're that's something they're going to factor into their voting.
Right. Right.
When you ask them about the right to keep and bear arms, they are going to say, "I support it."
Right.
But yeah, but they're not as deep as a lot of the folks people will meet at this festival.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, among the
These are
people
people that
there,
go, listen, this is not going to be crazy radicals running around. These are people that do it for if not for a living, for at least a hobby.
right?
It's,
It
you know,
it's people who this is important to.
yeah,
You are not going to have people running around with AR-15 strapped to their chest, screaming, standing on tables, screaming at the top of their lungs, "Shall not be
that's
infringed."
right. That's right. Yeah.
They, some of them might wanna,
Yeah.
but they're
Yep.
more restrained than that.
They are.
And I went in 2021, first chance I had to go.
Right.
I have not been able to go back, which has been unfortunate because I had an absolute blast.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite people in the world were there.
That's
Of
right.
course, that's where I met Mike. So if you're suffering through this, you
That's
can
it.
blame the Second Amendment Freedom Fest.
Right. That's it. And,
Uh,
and Tom. Yeah.
yeah. Uh, you can also, I had been on the Daily Bullet with Amanda Suffolk, but got to meet her there.
Right.
I met Cheryl Todd there,
The polka
and
dot.
Cheryl instantly became one of my favorite people on the planet.
Yep. Yep. She's great people.
Yeah, I love Amanda. I want to be Amanda Suffolk when I grow up.
Yep. Yep. NRA board
Um,
member, Amanda Suffolk. Yep.
but Cheryl became instantly one of my favorite people.
Yep. Yep.
The polka dots just really
That's her
fit her.
thing, baby. That's her thing.
It's her branding, and you know
Yeah.
what? It really is her.
It
I
does.
cannot see polka dots now without thinking of Cheryl,
That's right. That's
and
right.
I don't feel bad about that.
Yeah.
Met
You hear
Eric
that?
Pratt
You
from
hear that,
Gun Owners of
Cheryl?
America.
You live in his brain rent free, Cheryl. Did you hear that? Got it.
That's right. That's right, Cheryl. Eric Pratt from Gun Owners of
Oh yeah,
America.
yeah, yeah. Good people. Good people. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like I knew who Eric was before I
yeah,
got there.
yeah. Right.
I got took a lot of time talking with him because he's just an amazing person.
Yeah.
He, does not show up to an event wearing a $5,000 suit that Gun Owners of America paid for.
Right.
That's some other outgoing people from other organizations.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Let's just
Yep.
put it that way.
Yep.
But Eric is very approachable, very knowledgeable, very passionate,
Yeah.
but not in your face. He is the kind of guy
Yeah.
we want to have him on having a drink because he's the kind of guy you could have a drink with.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very, very unassuming. I remember I met him up in Detroit. at Rick Ector's Legally Armed in Detroit, the women's shooting event.
Hmm.
Just sitting there at a table talking to people about GOA. It wasn't the standing on stage, pounding on a microphone. He was just being very personable, and people just like, yeah, I'm signing up. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I had a view of the GOA because they are very no compromise on the Second
Yeah,
Amendment, and you would think fire and brimstone kind of Second
right,
Amendment
right, right.
fundamentalist, and at his core, yeah, Eric is he is no compromise,
Yeah, yeah,
but I think he's an excellent ambassador for the Second Amendment
yeah.
because he's not all fire and brimstone.
You're right. Yeah,
Um, you know, uh, and of course that's when I met Kevin, um, who I had talked to briefly because I was
right.
coming down for it.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, but it's Kevin's now a friend of mine, and I think the world of him. And the whole event was phenomenal. If you go and you listen to the speakers, you can sit all day listening to speakers.
yeah,
You can also spend all day around the booths,
yep,
which it's not like shot, not like there's like
yeah,
5,000 booths,
yeah.
but the people who were there,
10 or 15 of them, something like that. 20 of them.
right, want to talk to you.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
are interested in you as you are interested in them.
yeah,
And if you are in Florida, you need to make it to Ocala that day.
yeah, yeah. I think it's
If
actually Summerfield, Florida, just outside Ocala, just south of Ocala, about 10, 12 miles, something like that. So
runaway campers,
yeah, yeah, runaway campers in Summerfield, Florida, which is
mhm,
less than 20 minutes from Ocala proper. Yeah,
right? And if you're in Florida, obviously, if you can get there, you need to go. If you are in Georgia, Alabama, etc., you should probably look at getting a hotel room and coming down.
yeah, right.
I mean, this is a
Yeah,
great opportunity to meet up with other Second Amendment advocates, to meet up and discuss the things that are
yeah,
we're passionate about.
yep.
A lot of it, yeah, there's going to be some Florida specific things because it's in Florida and they have some issues they are going to want to talk about,
Yeah, I
like
think
open
more than
carry.
half the speakers are from outside Florida. I think
Right.
Kevin's done a really good job, but you're going to get Florida centric, but you're
You're
going
going
to
to
get
get some,
more than
but
just
you're,
that. Yeah,
but it's not with all these other speakers, you are not going to walk out of there
yeah,
thinking,
yep,
okay, great. I know about all of Florida's problems
yep,
and what to do about them. I haven't got a clue what to do about ours in Georgia or
yeah,
Alabama
yeah, yeah.
or,
It's true.
Louisiana or
It's
Mississippi
true.
or wherever you're coming from.
My
Because
last speech there, I think, was about spring training baseball. And my next class, I think it's going to be on Premier League football. I think it's going to be on the English football leagues. Yeah.
I only know anything about the English football system because of Welcome to Wrexham.
Oh well, I was into it much before then, but uh,
I played soccer.
so did I,
So
and I
my,
coached for many years. Yeah,
yeah, I coached. Actually, my senior year, I flunked trigonometry, which got me booted from the basketball team,
uh,
and I felt like I needed to compete, and I coached under 8 kids
oh wow, yeah, it was a
in
challenge.
soccer,
Yeah, stop
and
looking at
it
the
was.
balloons. Stop looking at the balloons. Look for the. Put your feet down. Not get off of his feet. Get off of his. Yeah,
uh, I actually had an absolute blast. I loved coaching the kids. They seemed to like me well enough.
right,
Uh,
right.
but yeah, soccer was a big part of my life for a lot of years.
Oh yeah, me too.
Uh,
Yeah, played the
it's
coaches league as an adult also. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
played after I got out of high school. When I was in college, there was a co-ed adult league.
yeah,
Teams were sponsored by you know,
yeah.
different people. A lot of the guys on my team that I got assigned to worked at Merck Chemical, and so we were sponsored by Merck. So I'm
Gotcha.
walking for a while. I was able to walk around with a soccer jersey that said
Yeah,
Merck. So
yeah.
we had the corporate sponsors. It was great. Um,
It's nice.
and I absolutely loved it. It's funny. The first weekend, hey, yeah, this is your team. And okay, great. We got to practice. No, we're going to play 8 games.
Yeah,
We're going to play 8 matches. I
yeah,
couldn't walk upstairs
yeah.
that Monday.
That's crazy. Yeah,
It was um, there's a line in Dogma that says mass genocide is the most exhausting activity one can engage in next to soccer.
I like it. Yeah, they
Uh,
say on average it's 7 miles of running around the whole night. You know,
oh yeah, I don't doubt it. I
90
don't
minutes.
doubt it. It
Yeah.
I, I I don't like watching it as much as I enjoy playing it.
I've gotten into the watching it over the past 5 6 years, really since the football decided to take the knee down thing. Uh,
That's fair. That's fair.
and that's when I started getting back into Premier League. Yeah,
And but I think playing does help you get into it because you already know the rules.
yeah, yes,
Uh, because
yeah.
they don't make a lot of sense otherwise. And
You're
I guess if you're a hockey fan, you understand offsides,
Yeah,
which is
it's a lot easier now.
what
Yeah,
usually screws people up.
yeah, and it's the same thing in soccer. It's the same rule. Yeah,
Right. So
yeah,
if you're a hockey fan, soccer is an easier transition than
yep,
if you're from Georgia and never saw hockey in your life.
right. Yeah, 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 yeah. Very
Um,
true.
I've tried to watch hockey. With the smaller rink, it's a faster game.
Yes,
You know, um, I love hockey movies,
yeah, yeah.
and for a while we had a team here, and it did not do well because
Nope, nope.
apparently
The Thrashers,
Georgia
right? Wasn't it the Thrashers?
Thrashers, yeah,
Yeah.
apparently Georgians are that terrified of ice.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, in fairness, none of us can drive on it.
Well, people used to get in wrecks on the way to the arena. That was
Yeah, I mean, really,
yeah.
we're not good in winter.
No,
Um,
no. In fact, it's one of my favorite times of year when it snows in some part of Georgia to just sit back and watch the Fox News or CNN, whoever it is, what doing the downtown Atlanta bumper car videos. Just
yes, uh, and it's hilarious for me because when you've been in the military,
yeah.
you probably live somewhere with snow.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's like they look at it and go, "Oh, you're from Georgia where you never have snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, we're not going to send you to Hawaii where you'll be comfortable.
No, no.
We're going to move you somewhere else."
You're going to Fort Drum, baby. You're
Yeah.
going to Drum.
I actually now I managed to time my period in Illinois perfectly because I went through boot camp and A school. Um,
So yeah, she had it reference ready to go.
right
Yeah.
there. I got there in May, left in November.
Yeah.
I got the last snow and the first snow.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, baby.
Yep.
And then I got to Virginia and there's snow on the ground.
That's it.
Because
All right. We are.
Virginia didn't get a lot of snow,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
they do get snow.
We are running up on it.
Yep. All right.
We need to do some pairings here.
Yes.
I think it's your week to do the first pairing. I've got mine in my brain. I've got mine ready to
Okay.
go.
Let's see.
Fix the wigwam here.
I'm going to call this one something like it's not super high end, but really good quality.
Yeah.
Say like a Smith and Wesson M&P 15 AR-15.
Okay.
Something that's affordable,
Yeah.
approachable,
Yeah.
but will do the job for you every single time.
No. I like it. I like it. I kind of went with the because of the double oak and being the bourbon. I try to find go back as far as I can. So I was thinking like a L.C. Smith shotgun, double barrel, uh, with the external rabbit ears on it.
Yeah, I do not feel bad about that at all.
Yeah.
I would not begrudge that
Yep.
pick whatsoever because this has got the oak,
Yep.
the wood,
Yep.
absolutely, and the other,
Yep.
it has that classic bourbon,
Yeah.
vibe to it too. So,
That's
I
it.
don't have a problem with that one.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
Yep.
all right,
That's what-
before we wrap it up,
Yep.
next week we are going to do Wild Turkey 101, a classic.
101.
This is on a lot of
Remember 101, patch on my shoulder.
Yep. There's a lot of beginners lists have Wild Turkey 101. I got it as a beginner. I don't think it's a beginner bourbon, but we'll get into that next week.
Right.
But yeah, so get you a bottle. We're crack it open. Of course, neither of us actually have a brand new bottle. I don't think.
No. Yeah, that one's right there, ready to go. Yeah.
As you can see, this is not a new bottle.
It's there.
Yeah, my bottles are a lot more at reach.
Yeah,
than
there
yours
you
are. Uh,
No, the
but
only thing I have within reach is my cock.
well,
Yeah,
YouTube might demonetize us if we keep pulling out our cocks.
yeah, that's it.
Uh,
Yeah, yep, yep.
but we will do this again next week. Like I said, Wild Turkey 101, we're going to wrap it up a little bit because Mike's time is at a crunch
Crunch.
and he seems to think he has other things to do than drink bourbon.
I'm going to do that there too. I'm just not going to tell them.
Okay, that's fair. All right.
They sound educated. Don't
All right,
forget
guys.
Freedom Fest. Freedom Fest is coming up,
Yes.
Summerfield, Florida. Go to I guess just Google it on or go to the Facebook and search for it. Right, it's 2A Freedom
Yeah.
Fest in Summerfield.
I'll put an event. I'll put a link
There
to
you go.
the event
There you go. There you go.
down below. So if you're
Yeah.
interested, come in, check it out. If you're in the area, come on out, say hi to Mike, say hi to me. We're actually going to do some recording there. We really haven't gotten that much planning done, but we are going to do some stuff there. And so,
Yeah.
hey, who knows? Maybe we'll tag in.
Yep. It's the
Right.
23rd to the 23rd and 24th. 23rd and 24th. Half day Friday, all day Saturday.
Okay. Okay. Last time I was there, it was just Saturday, or I only went Saturday.
Well, yeah, you know what? I'm sorry. The event is Saturday. There's a private event the night before for those that are hosting. So
Yeah.
all
Okay.
day Saturday.
And
Great
anyway, we
vendors. I know
will.
you can buy ARs there. You'll be able to buy cigars. It's gonna be a great event. Yeah,
Yeah, and there's going to be I know 2021 Sticky Holsters was there, which was the
yeah,
first flexible holster
yeah,
I ever found that didn't suck.
yeah. Right. Yep.
You know,
Good stuff.
so and who knows what all's going to be there? It's going to be all kinds of stuff. So by all means, stop in. If you see us, come up and say hi
Yeah,
because I need validation in my life.
but do it quiet because we might be on the air. So just go.
Yeah, if just come up behind the camera, and go.
That's it. Yeah,
And if we're not recording, just go, "Hey, dude, I love your stuff,"
that's it. That's it.
because I am a fragile, fragile flower and
That's
need
it.
all the
That's it.
validation I can
And,
get.
and you know how people find out if we're recording? They come up and they go like this: "Are you recording right now? Are you recording
Yes,
right now?" And you're like,
yes. Luckily, we have
"That
editing
was,
software.
that was." But,
Yeah. So but yeah, if we're not recording, come up and talk
yeah,
to us. If not, at least come up and wave.
yeah.
And who knows what all will transpire. We look
There you go.
forward
There
to
you go.
seeing you there. Uh, in the meantime, you all out there, stay safe.
Drink responsibly.